Alright, Shalom. I'm going to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all the Akim there pushing the word of sincerity and in truth. Mr. Brother Bras off from Great Millstone, Atlanta. I have a lesson going into basically tips to save money. I know a couple of brothers starting off with Apostle Har. He did a lesson on different things you could do to receive more income, to establish yourself a little bit better financially, and a couple of brothers even in our camp in particular actually did certain lessons. So I just want to put my 2 cents in, so to speak, on different little techniques that you could do to save. Now, of course, first and foremost, the scripture says money is a defense and wisdom is a defense. Pursuant to the book of Ecclesiastes, it says money answer for all things, but it also speaks about the love of money. So it's a balance to even money itself. It says in Proverbs how money maketh itself wings and it flies away. So the basis of this lesson is not to try to be a financial guru, trying to establish yourself in Babylon and be the next Mark Zuckerberg or Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett. It ain't nothing pertaining to that. It's just like the scripture says, money is a defense. Do certain things to actually help yourself leverage yourself on all means, and that's the basics of economy. The word economy goes into oikomeni, which is pertaining to the house. So you are your first established house, and you have to do certain things to keep yourself afloat so that you don't sink. Scripture speak about in Ecclesiastes, through idleness of the house, the house droppeth through, and much slothfulness. So if you self-neglect yourself and don't take care of yourself economically, you can actually put yourself in a bad predicament, in a bad situation that you wasn't looking to do, or that if you were to actually utilize wisdom, you wouldn't be in. And that it sometimes always falls back into finances, your financial estate, with things you actually do, which things that you purchase, instinctively, and things of that nature, impulsive buying. Those are things where you actually spend a lot. But that's a topic for another time, going into impulsive buying and things of that nature. More than likely I'm not going to go into all that. I'm just going to go into the general focus on certain things that you could do to help yourself out financially. And one thing I want to do is I really want to speak on things categorically. Like, for instance, your cell phone. Most brothers might have a bill that's like $130, $140 a month. You might have an iPhone. You might have a nice phone where you're doing bill payments. The best bet is just to purchase your phone. Purchase a phone, and if you're already in those bill payments, if you're already paying, like here we have a Metro PCS. If you're paying $50, $60 a month, you could join yourself on a plan with brothers. It could be 4 brothers on one plan, and instead of paying $50, $60, all you gotta do is pay $20, $25 per brother, and that right there alone saves you $25 a month. And in the year range, of course, that's roughly $300 plus dollars. I'm just giving a estimate. So that's something that you could do. As far as cell phone, you can actually instead of always buying as far as as far as like the supermarket go, a lot of the things you could do, you could actually even buy in bulk. Especially like for instance, water. You'll probably spend $20, $25 a week on water a week. Your best bet is you got two major options. You can actually buy in bulk with brothers to actually save money. But the better method, which I'm personally gonna engage in myself, is just buying a faucet purifier, an alkaline faucet purifier, and it may cost you $80, $90. You could go through the reviews and see what's the best ones to actually cleanse your actual tap water and cleanse the chlorine and cleanse all the impure sediments that actually house themselves in your water, and you can actually drink your own water, and you can actually buy and purchase glass water bottles. You know, you can buy them in a pack, glass water bottles, and you don't have to actually deal with the BPA of actually plastic water bottles, and you can store those up and actually have your own purified water through your faucet without actually purchasing water. All right, so that will actually clip you down to probably $40-50 a week, you know, which is roughly $400 or $500 a month. Excuse me, a year. You know, $400 or $500 a year you'll possibly save. I'm just giving, you know, like I said, rough estimates. So first I said the cell phone, the water, that's roughly a couple thousand, you know, roughly upwards of possibly $1,000 that you'll possibly save. And the list goes on. I'm not gonna hit everything by and by, but it's different things that you can always do to save money. You know, you have that saying of being penny wise. Don't be penny wise and dollar foolish, meaning you know how to save easily the little dollars, but when it comes to big money, you just spend like a fool, right? When you touch your money income tax, the first thing you want to do is go to the clubs and do mass amount of purchases on things you don't have. This truth is the epitome of being conservative. All right, Paul spoke about it best, learning how to base and abound. And a lot of times when men are always broke, they have horrible spending habits. And, you know, maybe you don't have the best job you would like to have, but it all goes back to the spending habits. You know, especially if you're a single individual. If you're a single individual and you don't have a wife, if you don't have kids, and you're still always broke, slap broke, that's not good. Because first off, the apostles already put out the decree, all brothers should be working. And if you're working, it all goes back to what you're spending your money on. If you're making, you know, which the average job possibly, you know, is roughly like here in Georgia, $20,000-$30,000 a year. And of course, the living habits of every state differs. It varies, but for the most part, you know, it's really easy to save if you actually just handle your general priorities. If you actually just purchase your food, purchase, you know, the necessities of life. But you know, Jake likes to go overboard. Jake likes to buy the video games. Jake likes to indulge in all this, you know, folly. Wants to buy the $300-$400 shoes, and then they'll, you know, run to brothers for help. You know, and I'm not saying that's particular, but you know, you had this individual, and even our camp, he was always broke, and it all stemmed back to his spending habits. He was a fashionista. He loved buying the nicest, newest clothes, and you know, having an immaculate wardrobe. But when it comes to his pockets, he only got $7 in the bank. And like I said, a lot of times that goes back to you. So, you know, going back to the point where I was saying, you know, you can save money through your cable bill. You know, you may pay $125, $100+ a week on cable. Today's time, you really don't even need cable. You know, you can actually hook your internet up to your TV, and you got your cable there. And majority of the stuff on cable is not edifying. The most edifying stuff on cable is really the news network. You know, you might be a brother that's very into sports. And if you're heavy into sports, of course, you can, there's different ways to work around that instead of paying a cable bill. So if you actually cut back your cable bill, for instance, that's, you know, you're saving you $120, $100+ a week, and you actually doing most of your streaming online, which that's roughly, you know, a little bit over $1,000 you can save in a month. So that's actually $2,000 from the phone bill, from the water bill, and the cable. Now, of course, there's still a lot more things that you could actually do to establish yourself, whether trimming down on your light bills. There's different lights that you could actually purchase, different lights that actually minimize your light bill, and you could possibly save a couple $100 there. Actually, with your car, you know, being reducing your gas costs, reducing your mileage. There's different things that you could do there, from actually checking your tires, making sure that, you know, per mileage, you know, you're not just wasting, you know. And that's the definition of actually being penny wise. You know, you saving pennies here and there, but pennies equate to dollars equate to hundreds equate to, you know, you actually saving a couple $1,000s here and there. And I said it's still a lot of other things that you can do to actually keep yourself afloat, just saving a couple dollars here and there. And it's all about having a, you know, knowing the niche of the game, so to speak. You know, knowing how Esau actually sucks your pockets through payment plans, through financing cars and things of that nature. And another thing too, like if you're purchasing a car, your best bet is to just purchase your car straight up instead of going through a payment plan. Because anytime you're doing a payment plan, you're more than likely paying $400 or $500 for the car a month. Plus you have to have full coverage and maintenance costs, because a lot of times your car might break down, your car might go through these different problems. So purchasing a car for $3,000 or $4,000 rather than purchasing a car for $20,000 and then right off the lot it drops, your best option is just to purchase it straight up. Now of course, if you're doing Uber and you're doing other things where your